Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on Lockdown Friday here in Melbourne. And of course, let's turn our attention from the under-16 girls at Southern to the Open senior team at Southern. And of course, we've got three very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about how they've been travelling, considering they had no season at all in season 2020, and they join us right now. Thanks all three for joining us.
No worries.
Thanks, Will.
I'll get all three to introduce yourselves and obviously what position all three play on the field if you were playing in 2020.
Well, I'm Jennifer Lum. I'm from the United States. Came over last year for Southern in 2019 and then came back 2020 for this season, and then unfortunately with COVID. But I play the forward or the 9, and yeah.
All right, so my name's Olivia. I've been playing for Southern for this would have been my fourth season now, and I play in at the 6 or the 8, more sitting midfielder.
And my name's Patty, and short for Patricia, and I played, well, I came in as a winger and then I kind of got placed into a defensive position for the first time of my life. And I'm pretty sure for 2020 there was talks of me playing wing back, which is pretty exciting with coming into a new team and everything. So yeah, that was meant to happen, but here we are.
Now, with the season pretty much cancelled and done for 2020, even though you didn't play one game at all this year, I guess how has it been like for all three to sort of go through the year knowing that you pretty much haven't played one game and the season's done?
I personally had a really weird vibe at the start of the year about this whole season. Just the whole year in general. I knew that something weird was going to go on. So I guess I kind of had in the back of my mind that something wasn't going to go right with the season. So I was low-key prepared to not play. And I was really happy every chance we got to train, but I kind of wasn't surprised, to be honest. But it wasn't ever easy from the start till now, because we really wanted to try rebuild the team, but yeah, that all didn't really work out at all.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel a little bit the same as Patty. You know, when the whole thing started, kind of we're expecting maybe it wasn't going to start again, but I think it's more, I mean, it's disappointing that the season isn't going to go ahead, but it's a little more disappointing because this season, we had some pretty high hopes for. A few things had changed and gotten better from the previous season, so it was like even more hopeful. And then so it just kind of sucks. But no, same as Patty, I'm grateful for every training we got in. Still, you know, keeping my fingers crossed that we might get something from the FFE before the season's over, or the year's over. So you just got to hold tight, hope for the best.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree with both of them. It was kind of unfortunate because it was hopefully a season that we were going to kind of prove everyone wrong and hopefully try to get back into the NPL or at least make a name for Southern again. So I think it was unfortunate, and I think it kind of hurt more maybe for me too when it seemed like we were going to go back and then we got locked down again. But yeah, I guess now hoping that maybe there's a tournament or something towards the end of the year. Just hoping.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, Jen, you have a pretty unique situation where you've come all the way, I guess, halfway around the world to play down here in Australia from the US. And I was now with season cancelled. I guess for you, I guess, how difficult has that been to, I guess, to come all the way from the US to Australia and the season's done?
Yeah, it's kind of sucked. It's been a little bit hard because I'm still kind of torn. I could go back, but right now it's hasn't been the safest. And then it's kind of a whole process to even try to get back home. So it's been very unfortunate. I think that's why I'm hoping for, something positive or something to come up maybe towards the end of the year, because then that would make it a little bit better. But yeah, it's kind of been unfortunate.
And have you been able to, I guess, had contact with your friends and family back home and see how they're traveling? Obviously, the situation in the US is a lot worse than this over here.
Yeah, I talk to my parents and family almost every day. And then, friends. I actually know a few friends that actually got COVID. So it's kind of just crazy to even see how realistic it is. Because I would even say with numbers up over here, it still isn't half as bad over there. So, it just seems really weird to be here while that's all happening with my family and friends having to deal with it there. But yeah, I think I am a little bit lucky, even though numbers are getting higher here. It's still, I would say, a lot safer here.
And how has everyone been treating you over here during your stay here in Australia?
Everyone's been really nice. Yeah. From the first time I got here, and then of course even second time, everyone's been very nice and welcoming and helping me out in any ways they can. So it's been really good.
Now I'm going to ask this question to Patty and Liv. How special is to have Jen here in Australia?
Oh, so I refer to her as Erica every evening. No, really cool. Yeah, go Liv.
I was just going to say, yeah, it's pretty special. I'd say she's a kind of different kind of talent that Southern's had. International player. She's had some big stuff going for her, so it's cool to have that in the team. And even just an American, they're a bit funny.
Now, Liv, I know that you also coach at the junior level at Southern. How difficult has that been for you, knowing that obviously you're seeing playing competitions done, but obviously the junior competition is a bit of limbo at the moment in regards to hopefully their season can still go ahead?
Yeah, so I've been a little bit blessed that hasn't been axed. I mean, hopefully it doesn't, but like you said, it's in limbo. But I still get to have, one outlet as football by my U12s. But we had a little bit more of a season before it stopped. So we had one or a few games in there, and then we were going well and trainings were good. Had a competitive squad. I guess it was hard more on them than me because they're kids. They just want to kick a ball, like everybody, and it's hard to stay at home. But yeah, we've started doing Zoom meetings like this one for trainings. It's not the same, but we're all at least getting something out of it. It's different. It's a little weird, maybe not as good, but it's still something. So it's all right.
Now, I have to ask all three this question, which is, what have all three of you been doing in isolation/lockdown to sort of still keep the fitness going and hopefully getting ready for 2021 season?
Well, me and Jen have been isolating together, so we've been training together. We've got Knox Synthetic not too far from us, so we go there, train, do some running. That's about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I go I'll try to run like every second day. um, but not like most of the time I do go for a run. But I've felt a lot more fatigued, which is frustrating. So it's not very motivating. But I've utilized the little 1x3 courtyard in my new house, and I've just kind of put up cones and did some drills and things like that. But yeah, I guess making the most of whatever I can. I got new boots, haven't used them yet. But yeah, just trying to run, do some drills, get that footwork up. I'm trying every second day, but yeah.
Now, of course, Jen, I need to ask you this question. I actually forgot to ask you before, which is, obviously with this 2020 season over, are you hoping to be playing again in 2021 at Southern?
I'm not sure. I haven't really thought that far ahead yet. Because I guess it just depends on what happens this year, and I guess where I'll be at next year and so on. It is unfortunate that if it did end like this, it would be kind of a sad way to end. So, I mean, I'm open for anything. You know, I'm just kind of letting it go and whatever comes or not. Yeah.
Has Liv next to you been trying to play with you to stay?
Here and there.
No, I have. We all have.
Now, I have to ask all three this question, which is, how did all three get involved in the World Game? Why did you choose it?
Well, I got involved as a kid. I think it was from memory. I think it was an accident. My grandpa was supposed to get me like a netball or something for my birthday, and ended up buying a football instead, which was probably the best gift I ever got. So that's how I got into it, and then just kept going.
Yeah, I think I got involved also when I was younger, around 5. My sister played soccer, so then my parents just put me into it, and then since that day I just loved it and obviously kept continuing it.
My dad was a soccer fanatic himself, and he played when he was in Poland. And he keeps talking about how he was going to play for like some top-as team in Poland, but then he had to move. So I decided to take on whatever he lost over in Poland. But not like as a kid, yeah, just football was all through the family. I couldn't not play. Started off at the backyard and then went on to community. And yeah, I haven't looked back.
What will be some of your highlights throughout all three your football journeys so far?
One time I got a trophy that said best header in the season, and that was when I was, I think, 13 or 14, and I got a really good goal from that header, and I'm pretty sure that's my highlight because it's happened once after that when I was like 19. So I'm hoping for a third time, but yeah, those 2 headers were probably my highlight.
I think the highlights for me was is just the experience of it, like some of the traveling. So I mean, I remember when we had the VCL, it was pretty fun, kind of traveling over Victoria and playing different regions, and then even when I went over some overseas trips and hearing and seeing the football over there, I just, the highlight for me is just how it's a bit of a world game. You can play it anywhere, see it anywhere.
Actually, on that, my favourite time playing football was when they did the summer league, and you trialed to play for like little mini state teams. And yeah, like what Liv was saying, the travel that we did then was just insane because you got to play such talented people, and it wasn't like a community club, but you know, you trialed to play for that summer, and I really missed that. But yeah, that was another highlight.
Yeah.
I would say kind of similar, playing in college soccer in the United States. We did get to travel as well. And then one of the games I scored a goal in the last 7 seconds as like the golden goal. So I thought that was exciting. And then probably actually just getting this opportunity, coming to a different country and getting to play soccer. It's for sure a good highlight.
Now, you mentioned about the last second goal that you mentioned before, Jen. You must have tell us which college you play for over in the US and tell us a bit about that goal.
I played for Sacramento State University. It's in California. And it was just, so pretty much we go into double overtime if it's tied, and then it's golden goal. And so then pretty much it was a corner kick, ball popped out. I just took a touch shot and then scored in the last 7 seconds.
And now, of course, I have to ask this question to all three. Now, you all mentioned right at the start what position you all play on the field. If you had a preferred position where you love to convince your coaches to put you, where would that be?
Striker all day.
I think it's the same position. A few of my coaches have tried to push me into the 10, and I'd say, no, that's for Jen because there's more running involved. So I like where I'm at.
I would just say I actually really like playing the 9. In college, I played the 10, so the attacking center mid, but I actually like the 9 because it is kind of less defense, like the offense side.
Now, what does the world game mean to all three of you, and especially playing there at Southern?
I think it means community, and I mean, like you said, it's the world game. The cool thing about Southern is that even though competitiveness and trying to be, the best that we can against other clubs, we also have that within our club, strong sense of community. I'd say despite being and welcoming. And so for me, it's community.
I would say, I guess, the passion and just love for the game. I think it's just crazy how much soccer, kind of like what Liv's saying, can just bring everyone together. Like just based on my experience going to a different country, but then just already having something to relate with everyone in soccer. But yeah, and then Southern, I think I haven't really been with a team or even a club that has that great of culture and community as Southern does. So that's been a really awesome part of it as well.
I guess for me, just the world game means, I don't know, it's a lot of passion that I have for the game. And I regret quitting for about 5 years when I was in high school, and I think I've always been wanting to make up for that. So every game I want to treat like it's my last. So football in general is just something that I don't ever want to lose. It's very important. And coming to Southern was my first opportunity to really pursue something bigger than just community football and challenge myself. So I guess it was more of a personal importance, but then it really grew into this love for community and just really understanding that so many people can come together in such a warm environment, and Southern's such a unique club, and it's not a club that anyone should take for granted. So I just found a lot of importance in gaining leadership, gaining good sense of community and friendliness, and just, really being open to a lot more new people, younger people, and just really feeling like family.
Now, I know the World Cup's, the Women's World Cup is here in Australia in 2023, which is in 3 years' time. I guess, how strong was that announced? And I guess to have the Women's World Cup here in Australia.
Oh, I was going to say that I was pretty stoked. It's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I already started a saver in my bank account for it. So come 2023, I'm not going to be in Melbourne, or unless the game's in Melbourne.
Your shout, Liv.
Hey?
Your shout.
Done.
Well, for me, I thought that it was a really important moment, just because the women's game coming here, like, that's, firstly, it's the Women's World Cup coming here. Secondly, it's the World Cup. Like, it's two massive milestones, I guess. But what really got me when it got announced was my dad got very emotional, because he never thought that he could see a World Cup in his own country. So he got really emotional, and then I got emotional, and it just see how important the game is. So I can't wait. I haven't started saving though, so good shout.
I was super excited too. I think it's a great move for Australia for the women's game here. So I thought that was super exciting, and then also gives me an excuse to come and visit and also go watch some soccer too.
Now let's finish with a couple of light-hearted questions about your teammates, which is any embarrassing moments in the last 2 years, this year and last year.
I made Liv get a blood nose during the game.
That was more painful than embarrassing. I was
embarrassing on my end.
I was actually supposed to see a professional nose doctor this year about it, because it hasn't been the same since, and then COVID stopped that. So well done, Patty.
I'm so sorry.
Who's the comedian in the team?
Oh, Patty's up
Mel.
there.
Oh, me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mel, the coach. Yeah. She's nothing short of a laugh.
Yeah.
Who's the best singer and dancer in the team?
Singer. Okay.
I don't know if anyone sings.
Have you guys heard me sing
sometimes, Pat?
Yeah, Patty.
I sometimes whip out a few tunes.
Yeah. You want to
Liv's a good dancer. No, Olivia's a good dancer.
I'll take it. These two are as well, actually. I'd say we have a pretty talented dancing team. So even Mel jumps in on a few boogies.
Easy.
Now, Jen, I need to ask you this question. I asked all American players or overseas players that comes to Australia, have you tried the Vegemite, and what do you think about Vegemite?
I tried it the first time I got here, and I haven't tried it since then. But it was just very salty. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But Mel made it for me, and she lathered the Vegemite on it. So I think I might have to try it again, but maybe just a little bit less Vegemite.
That's fair enough. Now, Jen, have you try to get your teammates to do the American accent, and how's that traveling?
Have I tried to get them to do the American accent?
Yeah.
Was it Liv's tried it a few times. Not close.
It's not as bad as Jen's Aussie
Oh
accent.
gosh,
though.
yeah. I've been in Australia that long, I still can't do an Australian accent. Pretty bad.
well, just answer my next question about the Aussie accent. So I'll move on to the next question, which is two final ones, which is, I guess, who was running the playlists when the season started last year, and what was the worst song on it, if you could remember?
Yes, did it? Or
Yeah, Yaz and Casey ran it.
Yeah, worst song. I don't know. Our playlists were pretty good. Might have been when Patty took over. That's when it
Probably, yeah. Probably I took over with some alternative, like, roots music going on. Vibes.
No, Patty had that Triple J vibe, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, I had like the come down playlist, but I played it before the game.
Yeah, so it was good, but not suited.
Yeah, but everyone was really nice about it. So yeah,
You didn't have the
community.
heart.
Well, and of course, one last one, which is, what would be your advice to our listeners out there that should get involved in the World Game?
Do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say just what Nike says. Just do it.
Yeah.
There's too much opportunity
Responsive.
and fun in this
Totally get
game that it's worth the crack. Yeah.
I think especially for I mean, like, I don't care what my children say, they're gonna play the game. Like, at least,
Well,
at
we know
least
what type
till,
of mum Patty's is gonna be.
I'm gonna be a soccer mom. No, but did I do that right? Nah, but it, just all the children should really be invested in the game from a younger age. I'm saying from a younger age. But then, like, anyway, I'm just gonna leave the floor. People should play.
Yeah.
Women should play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt to try.
No.
Well, all three, thank you so much for joining us. It's awesome having all three on the show. Hopefully we'll get to do this in person sometime down the track, and hopefully we can get, you can all get back on the field very, very soon.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, thanks
for having us, Will.
No worries. And of course, that is Jen, Liv and Patty there from the Southern United, of course, Open Senior team there. Of course, obviously, if you want to get involved, make sure you get down there, of course, and get involved at Southern. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the Friday Lockdown Edition.